So we're going to state the key features of each graph. So we have the equation up here, but then we also are given the graphs, okay? So we're going to look at the graphs, and then we're going to state the zeros, y-intercept, vertex, axis of symmetry, and all of this. You guys have seen this before. It's not new to you, okay? I know that the graphs are not that clear, but we'll try our best. What are your zeros here?
X, negative 1 and negative 3.
It's negative 2 and negative 1.
Negative 2.
Okay. The y-intercept?
Is y equals over to 2.3.
Okay, we're going to use y equals 2. It's okay. No, what am I doing here? It's going to be 2 exactly, right? So if I plug in 0 for x, because that's where what the value of x is, if I plug in 0, 0 plus 2, that's 2. 0 plus 1 is 1, so 2 times 1 is 2, right? So it is 2. Vertex?
We say it's going to be 1.5.
It's negative 1.5 and
0.3.
it looks like 0.25. Negative 0.25. So it'd be negative 1.5 and negative 0.25. The axis of symmetry is?
1.5, negative 0.5.
X equals negative 1.5. Optimal value is? Y equals
to 0.
Good. Okay, so now we have this one. What are your zeros? No, it's 1. Yeah. It's between 0 and 2. You see it's right there in the middle between 0 and 2, and this is between negative 2 and negative 4. Y-intercept? To the best of our ability. Let's do it. 0. So that's going to be 3 minus 1. So that's 3 times negative 1 times negative 2. So yes, it's going to be 6. And vertex. Negative 1 and 8. Yep. And the axis of symmetry is x equals negative 1. And the optimal value is y equals 8. Okay, so I'm going to do this just so you guys can see the answers and the equation. So if I want to compare the equation of each graph to its key features, what information about the key feature of the parabola can you take from the equation? So out of these key features that we just took, if you want to look at the equation, okay, which information that you can get from the equation? Do you see any match?
The axis of symmetry.
From the equation.
From the equation. The axis of symmetry.
Where do you see the axis of symmetry?
On x minus 1. Minus 1 is...
No, the axis of symmetry is minus, yes, but then the axis of symmetry is here is minus 1.5. Where is this coming from? Okay, sorry? The zeros. Where do you get the zeros from? From the brackets. So you see that the zeros here, they match these, but they're opposite of them, right? in both. So this is a -3, this is a +3, this is a 1, this is a -1. So they're the opposite sign. Now, why is that? That is the question. Okay? So, let's recall, what do the zeros mean? The zeros are what?
The point where the parabola passed by the intercept.
The x-intercept, right? So it's the x-intercept. What's the y value at the x-intercept? 0. So if I take my equation, which is something times something, equals to y. We said that y is 0. So I'm going to set y equals to 0. Now my question to you guys is, when you have something times something else equal to 0, what does that mean?
The other side is 0 too.
Which one?
The other side, this side.
So this side's 0. How does this become 0?
Because
We put the equal sign in between.
Okay, question for you. If I have a times b equal to 0, when would that be true?
If I divide A,
No, that's if you're adding. What if a is 0? What would it be? 0.
one of them.
What if b is 0? Then 0. So either one of them has to be 0 for the equation to be true. Yes? Okay. I have the same thing here. I have this multiplied by this equal to 0. So that being said, one of them has to be 0. Right? So basically, for this to be true, this has to equal to 0, or this has to equal to 0. Okay? So if this is, for this to equal to 0, what should x equal to? -2, because you're going to bring the 2 over. Right? For this to equal to 0, what would x equal to? So what are my two zeros?
I remember that.
Right? Because remember that I have factors. So I have something multiplied by something. Because it's something multiplied by something, for it to be equal to 0, one of them must be 0. Right?